So good morning. Welcome to another episode of Crummy Talk. So we have an old 75 or 100 foot tape. I don't honestly know. I got this in a pile of broken parts. It doesn't have the engraving, so it's fairly old. But it didn't have, it was all froze up and just full of goo basically. So I should have made the video tearing it apart and cleaning it, but that took most of last night. So I got a new tape in here. I should have made a video of that too, but I didn't. Anyhow, so it's pretty basic how to change tape on these. You got 6 screws around the outside. It's always the blue side. The older tapes will have these two this is your pinion. I think it's pinion, axle, whatever. And there's a counter shaft for a gear. This side you leave alone. Just make sure they're tight. As long as you keep it clean, you never have an issue. Anyhow, so this side is your spring side, and that's how you tension your spring. So I pull this all the way out. That's 75 foot tape, so it's going to take a little while. So what'll happen is usually the end will break off, or it'll get kinked in the middle somewhere and just kind of ruin your day, basically. Open it up. There's just a little screw in there. See if I can get around back over there so you can see what the hell's going on. It's a little flathead screw. Just loosen that up a couple turns. Don't take it all the way out. Yeah. Little slot there allows you to kind of wiggle on the new tape, wiggle off the old tape, wiggle on the new tape. It's a good idea to get one of those little clampy things on here. I mean, you can do it, with just your fingers. That's the way I always do it. Make sure you get it around the little rubber bumper, nylon, whatever it is. And on a new tape, it'll have 2 pieces of masking tape on it. One holds the business end, one holds this end. Don't remove both of them until you have this end secured, and then put the tape in your pocket. Let it out slowly. Because it'll take off on you. Let it take up as much as you can. You take a little screwdriver. I should have one in my pocket here. I don't. Anyhow, it's the same screwdriver that adjusts your carburetors. Crack these loose, hang on to this tight, and then you can spin it clockwise until you get the right tension on there. Snug it up, you're good to go. Run it all the way out again, make sure it comes all the way out, or at least stops, No, you want it to come all the way out, because what happens if it stops on its own, you can strip out the spring in here. Especially on the newer ones, they don't. The old ones have a hub that is affixed to the spring. The new ones don't have that. Anyhow, so then you're gonna need a nail. So you can get these at most reputable saw shops, at least here on the West Coast. This one's a little different. Sometimes they have a little texture here, sometimes they don't. But they're all pre-bent. It's just a horseshoe nail. I've tried regular horseshoe nails and they don't work as well though, so there is something special about these. Anyhow, annealed or something, I don't know. Find yourself a vise. And I like to figure out which way it's going to go. Try to plan ahead. Set her down in the vise. device is all janky. You're in there good and tight. Get it kind of centered. Give it a couple whacks. Sometimes a little cross-beam action does wonders. I broke it. What a dick. Oh well. Luckily I have the technology. Anyways, normally you don't shear the end off when you do that. And this is the vise. So then what I'll do is I'll run it up to about 6 inches or so. And this does two things. One, it helps kind of protect the end a little bit, although it can be kind of detrimental at the same time. Half dozen one, you know, 6 of the other. You get this little rubber stopper taped on there real good. Oh. You have to be kind of delicate. You don't want to bend the tape. The tapes are actually kind of fragile. So they're fine and dandy. They can flex and do all kinds of stuff, but you kink them, that's where they're going to break. And they say the new ones aren't as good as the old ones, whatever. So now, this is the meat of this battery here. This does two things here. So it helps, it leaves it out a little bit so you can hang on to it. And you reach around behind you and grab the damn thing. And then this, around the end, holds the nail in place so it doesn't wander around on you. Anyhow, then you just give her 2 wraps. You can do whatever you want to do on that. It's just electrical tape. And literally all that is doing is ensuring that a little bit hangs out. So when you're reaching around behind you and you can't see what you're doing, it's easy to hang on to. It also means that you're going to sit on the fucking nail. So I have a bunch of scars on my butt from sitting on these. It's not something I suggest you do. So this is a new style latch. The old ones had like a spring gate latch. They're terrible. Anyways, this is crummy talk. That's what we got for today. Hopefully half of that was in frame. Probably wasn't. We'll talk to you later.